Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Chase here at Rocky Mountain. Thank you so much for joining me. I've got a very special guest here today. This is Ben Burr from the BlueRibbon Coalition. Ben, welcome back.
Yeah, thanks for having me back. It's good to be back. We've been fighting hard the last few years, or over the last year since we last spoke, to get our trails reopened, and it's good to be here.
Well, the BlueRibbon Coalition, if you're not familiar with it, is a nonprofit organization, and they fight tirelessly to keep public lands open for all different types of recreational use, not just dirt bikes, but UTVs, snowmobiling, all things like that, camping, and they need our help. We did a sweepstakes earlier in the year. That's why you were here. You were trying to raise funds because there was some unfortunate news that over 300 miles of trails had been shut down in Moab, and bike sweepstakes like this one that we're going to tell you about are one of the best ways that you guys have to raise funds. And that was a very successful campaign that we did earlier.
It was.
But now we have this. This is a GASGAS EX 300 built out, and we call it the Dead Cow Loop Edition. We'll talk about that also, but there's some other goodies involved with this giveaway. But first, Ben, give us a little bit of update since the last time you were here about those trail closures and the good news that you're bringing us now.
Yeah, so last time I was here, we were talking about the 317 miles that were closed in Moab, which included Dead Cow Loop, which is one of the most popular dirt bike trails on this planet. Since then, we actually saw the previous administration close 656 miles of additional trails in the San Rafael Swell, and the Henry Mountains, they closed 612 miles, which is that area down by Factory Butte or Swingarm City. So we are actually in 3 legal fights right now. We've noticed that over the course of this year that the courts have been asking for delay, and just recently we got news from the BLM in Moab that they are releasing for public comment that they are going to reanalyze the 317 miles that got closed so they can reopen them. That is a huge victory. That means they are on the path to reopen these, but in order to do that in a way that will stick legally long term, they have to go through this process again one more time with the public. So we need your comments to tell the BLM and this administration how important these trails are to you so that they will reopen those 317 miles of trails that got closed. And that's why we came to you, because we have to get the word out. We have to get this community mobilized. And we want there to be, we're like, tell them about the prize. Let's just tell them, like, there's the bike and there's the trip.
Well, you brought up a great analogy. You said we're at the 1 yard line or the 1 inch line in a football game, and we need the whole team to just start pushing the quarterback across the line. Like, that's how close we are right now.
Yeah, we are that close. So it's been a long haul.
Yeah.
The previous sweepstakes we were right in the middle of it. Now we're near the end. We need that extra push, and so we decided to put this sweepstakes together with you guys so that we just had some way to get out to the community with something exciting. And that's why we're calling this bike the Dead Cow Loop Edition.
We wanted to go on a victory lap, and we're going to talk about that.
We want the winner of this bike to be able to take it on a victory lap on Dead Cow Loop, but that will only happen if we convince this administration and the current BLM that we need to get that trail reopened through this additional process. We think they'll do it if they hear from us. So you'll win the bike, you'll win a trip to Moab.
This is where I take over.
Yeah. You
are going to win this GASGAS EX 300. It's not just stock. It's got an amazing graphics on it. You can see the Dead Cow Loop Edition on there. It looks awesome. But there's a lot of great components and accessories on here from Tusk, including the protection items you're going to need when you take this on Dead Cow Loop. We have an FMF silencer that's got a spark arrest in here, so you're legal to be out on the trails. And it doesn't just end with this bike. When you enter to win, we're going to talk about how you can do that here shortly. You will also win what we call Ticket to Ride. We are going to fly the winner down here to Utah, and we're going to take you down to southern Utah, where you're going to see these incredible trails that we've been talking about, and we're going to give you the chance to take a victory lap around Dead Cow Loop on this motorcycle.
If we can get it reopened. I mean, if we can get it reopened. If we can get across that 1 yard line, we want there to be a victory lap on Dead Cow Loop. Either way, there will be trails that get reopened, we think, and there will be some kind of a victory lap, and we want you to be one of the first ones to go and re-hit those trails again. And so that's the prize. We told them, design the best bike to go. What bike would you want to take on Dead Cow Loop if you could? And they put together this one.
Yep. Now, Ben, you had mentioned earlier that the public needs to make their voice heard and how much these trails and everything mean to them. So talk about how they can do that on the website, and then we'll talk about how they can be entered to win this bike and that Ticket to Ride trip.
Yeah, so we have an action alert. It's like all the ones we do. It doesn't take you very long, but this will send a comment to the BLM. about these trails, and we need thousands and thousands of people to get this in, because we do know the site. There's groups, that wilderness groups, they want Dead Cloud Loop closed forever. They will be mobilizing their people. They're highly activated right now. We believe they'll probably litigate any decision to reopen this trail. So we have to go in strong. We have to have our community rallied behind this trail and all our trails that got closed. And then we need to have the financial resources, quite honestly, to make sure any legal challenge that comes after the fact from the wilderness groups, that we can defend against that.
Right.
And so that's why we decided this needs to be a combined package of public comment. We need your comments. Sweepstakes, we need your financial support. You donate on our website to enter to win. If you make a bigger donation, you get more entries to win. All of that goes to help our fights to keep these trails open. And above all, it's just, this is why we're here, man, to go take awesome machines like this through amazing landscapes, and not just to do it for ourselves, but to take our kids, our grandkids, our families out on these trails that have created so many awesome memories for us. And so that's why we're here. We're gonna fight for this long term. We're gonna do everything we can to reopen these trails and keep them open for forever.
Well, from me, Rocky Mountain ATVMC, and the whole community, we want to say thank you to the Blue Ribbon Coalition for everything that you guys are doing. You're fighting so hard to do the fight that we can't do ourselves, so thank you so much. You heard him. Go comment. There's a link down below in the description of this video. Comment, make your donation. The more you donate, the more entries that you get to win this bike, so go all out. You get this bike, an incredible trip out here to Utah. Ben, one more time, thank you so much. Donate, make your comment heard. We wish you luck.